Hello guys, this is Jinto from US Cricket Store, welcoming you all to the two-part video series that we have dedicated for our partnership with B3 Cricket. The part 1 would be dedicated for giving you an introduction of what B3 Cricket is all about and what's so unique about B3 Cricket which makes it stand out among the crowd. The first question that can come in each of your mind is why B3 Cricket at the first place? Now there's a small story associated to it. Now you might be knowing from one of the videos that we did earlier in the fun category that I myself, being an owner of a B3 cricket bat, at the same time we had a few customers walking in to the store with their B3 cricket bats for practice or for knocking in. When we looked at their bats and looked at my bat itself, we were impressed by the craftsmanship that went behind the bat, and at the same time, the response from the bats were mightily impressive. So that sparkled the idea of why not stock them at US Cricket Store. Upon further research, what we found out that B3 is one of the companies that use the state-of-the-art latest technology to manufacture cricket bats. Now US Cricket Store, being at the heart of the Bay Area, which is known as the technological hub in the entire world, why not have an association with a company that uses the state-of-the-art technology, right? And that sparkled this relationship. We received our first shipment of 2021 last week, and we must say that we are very impressed with what has landed at the shore of US Cricket Store. But before we head on to the product reviews or the bat reviews for that matter, let's head on to Nottingham, England and have a chat with the CEO of B3 Cricket, Michael Blatherwick. Let us know from him personally more about B3 and how do they make their superb bats. So hold on guys, I'll be heading over to a Zoom call and I'll be right back after the Zoom call for doing part 2 of our video series. See you then. Cheers. Hi Michael, how are you doing?
Yeah, very well, Jinto. How are you?
Doing good, Michael. First of all, thank you, Michael, for taking out time from your busy schedule to chat with us, to let our viewers know what B3 is all about. So I was thinking that, rather than me telling the viewers and the customers of what B3 is, why not the man of the hour and the man sitting at the pinnacle of B3, give them the introduction and the nose and who's of what B3 is himself, right? So Michael, at this point, I would like to request a small introduction. I already introduced you to as the CEO of B3 Cricket, but still, I would request a small introduction from your side of who you are with respect to B3. Over to you, Michael.
Okay, so yeah, thank you, and wonderful background.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really nice to see our bats in US Cricket Store. Makes me very proud. Brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, we have tried our best, honestly.
Looks fantastic. Anyway, I've been a cricket mad guy all my life. I wanted to be a professional cricketer, got to 19, 20, didn't quite work out. So I had to do what 99% of people do, and that's get a day job. So I spent the last 30 years in the IT industry. So, working with Microsoft, a lot on their Dynamics range of products, and I still work in those industries. But about 2012, a very good friend of mine, Russell Evans, who was a former professional cricketer, he went on to work at Gunn & Moore for 25 years. He approached me and said, I've got this idea of how to do things a little bit differently using this technology, the CNC and the CAD. I've got this vision that we could give amateur players the pro service. That's where it all started. And Russell knew that I was a sucker for cricket, so he knew that I wouldn't be able to resist getting involved. And B3 Cricket was born in 2012.
Yes, certainly. So that's something that, leads me to the few questions. So the agenda for this meeting would be very simple, that we'll be going over a few questions that I have to ask to you as the CEO. And, as a response of those questions, what we are intending is that our viewers and our customers would be knowing what B3 is all about. And, the passion that we felt from our end when we spoke to you on a daily basis on throughout this phase, right? We want our customers to feel the same thing coming from the man himself.
we worked out that if we could make bats in this way, we could really give the recreational player something different. Yeah, it was born. I also, I mean, I still play cricket now. I'm 55 and I still play vets cricket. We have a 50 plus competition here in England. So I enjoy playing in that. My son is a good player. He's 19, 20, he's at university. So I understand what it's like to be the parent of a young player as well. And the importance of getting the right bat for their age and their size and their development. And I'm an avid coach. You know, I'm currently doing my advanced coaching qualification. One of my goals with B3 was to do what you guys have done at US Cricket Store, was to build an indoor facility.
I see. Okay.
Because unlike Australia or India or wherever, we live in a country in the UK that is cold, damp and dark for 8 months of the year. So we've created this one-stop cricket shop, and everybody who works in B3 is cricket nuts. So everybody's played or does play. We've got an umpire, we've got a couple of coaches, we've got 3 or 4 young players, all in the team, in the staff at B3.
Right. So no wonder the you know, that's now I know why this passion of the cricket comes every now and then for against each conversation that we have with you. So that brings me to this question, right? We have other peers in the UK market as well. How does B3 stand differently or uniquely as compared to the other competitors or the peers that you have in the UK?
Well, I think there's a lot of good bat makers out there. And there's a lot of good cricket bats. We've not got exclusivity, but what we try and do is be consistent. So we've got this manufacturing process. You've experienced that because you guys wanted to design some shapes that you felt were most appropriate for the US marketplace. So you've experienced that flexibility that we've got.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we use the best willow. We only buy from JS Rights in the UK. We're very pleased to be able to get their willow. And then it's all about the manufacturing being very consistent and precise, which is what the CNC technology gives us. You know, our bats are very well. You'll see that the bats are very consistent.
Yes, certainly.
Very well balanced, I hope.
100% agree.
And that, you know, I mean, that some people will say, well, you know, I want a handmade bat, and you know, okay, there's some great handmade bat bakers out there, but there are also some average ones. The one thing you get with a machine is you get repetition and consistency.
Yes. And that's what you strive for.
So if the bat maker's having a bad day, you don't get a bad bat. You know. The other thing that we do really well, I think, is our pressing. So, so some of the bigger companies that they'll use automated pressers. So every piece of willow will go through at the same pressure. The way we do it, we treat every piece of willow different because it is different. It's a unique, you know, it's a unique piece of wood. So the guys have got a lot of experience. It's a semi-automated press, so that they'll give it so many winds, so much pressure, so many passes through the press. Then they'll test it with a mallet and a ball and see whether it needs more or less to try and get the most of that magic P word, the ping, out of each blade.
Okay.
Yeah, Gavin and Neil are very precious about the finishing of the bats. So they're polishing and the finishing of the stickers and everything. They like everything to look spot on.
Spot on.
You know, they take a personal pride, which is what it's all about.
I can certainly guarantee that these bats that you see on the background has been like spot on. Please convey our regards to Gavin and you know, whoever is there for the polishing part, that they have done a fantastic job with respect to the finishing on the bats. It's pristine, I would say. So Michael, we already spoke about a lot of things that we going over the processes, right? So how about we tell our viewers and our customers that, you know, Can you walk us through the process from the design of a cricket pad all the way to the finish of a cricket pad? And that's a finished product that we get at US Cricket Store.
Starts with the cleft, as we've spoke about,
Right.
getting the right clefts, getting a cleft that is, again, consistent. So the drying processes, the kiln drying processes that JS writes, some people will dry their willow too dry, in my opinion, and that can make it brittle. And might perform well to start with, but it'll fade fast and could cause problems with longevity. So Wrights have got it perfect. So then we'll take the cleft to a blade, and the blade enables us to measure what we call the density.
Right.
And the density is the weight per volume. And once we've got it into a consistent volume, we can measure that.
Right.
And that allows us to match the blade to the design and the required weight of the player's bat. So it's very precise. When a bat comes off the CNC machine, it is within about 1/8 of an ounce.
Okay.
Or I don't know what that is in grams, but I think you guys in America are more imperial than we are. So yeah, about 1/8 of an ounce. So it's very precise.
Okay.
And then Gavin and Neil will go back to the traditional processes. So then we fit the handle, and then we carve the shoulders and the sanding and the binding of the handle. That's all the traditional processes that have been used for decades, if not more than 100 years.
Yes, certainly. Perfect. So that's how we get the finished product, which is so the any theories of why you went with this beautiful logo that you have of B3, right? Is any theories or any history behind it?
Yes. So we have 3 ways a customer can buy their bat from us. So we have our series range.
Okay.
A series range bat is one of our standard designs. So they're bats that we will make to stock. So in our own showroom, we'll have, like you have behind you, we'll always have the most popular shapes in all of the grades in a range of weights. So when that guy comes in to buy a bat, there's something there. And to be honest, probably 9 times out of 10, a series bat, somebody will find something that fits them. Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes we get customers who are looking for something different. So we've got our custom configurator. So on the B3 website, got the custom configurator. We're going to offer that service through you guys as well.
Yes.
So you can mess around with the shapes, and you can configure a bat like you can configure your car. Yeah. And you can.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, but you can, I want slightly bigger wheels. I want a bigger edge, or a different duckbill, or a different toe. So if you don't find something you like in the series range, then you can go to the custom range.
Right.
If you don't find something that you like in the custom range, if you want the, really to be dead precise, then we've got our bespoke service. So we can do a virtual session or an in-person session if you can get into the factory, and we can do a bespoke, and that can be to the millimeter all over the bat. And I'll tell you what that works for. That's the guy who's got that old bat in his loft or his garage.
Yeah.
He says, this bat was the best bat I ever had. Please make me one exactly the same.
Exactly. No, I understand that. There are some certain favorites that every individual has that, they can't let it go forever, right? Even though
coming back to your original question, the B stands for bat, and the 3 stands for 3 ways to buy.
Wow, you nailed it there. Honestly, you nailed it there, guys. Good job over there with the logo. I mean, I was really curious to know about this, the logo and the history behind it. Now it's crystal clear. So again, I was always listening to whatever you're saying right now about the good quality English willow, right? Michael, why is it so important, right? We always trying to emphasize to our customers as well. Okay, we have manufacturers making it with quality English willow cricket bat, but I heard you saying about the good quality English willow, and it's very important. Why is it so important?
Well, bat makers have tried for years to find something alternative to English willow. So there are over 200 different types of willow,
Right.
yeah, and only one has the attributes of the salix that they use for English willow.
Right.
So you need to know where it's coming from. You need to know that it is what it's meant to be.
Meant to be, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be disparaging to anybody, but I've been offered willow that I don't think is up to the standard of the stuff we get. Yeah,
right.
And you need to know that it's processed and kiln dried in a consistent way, down to a percentage that will give performance, but also longevity to the bat.
Right. Okay, perfect. That makes sense. So now let's go on like a little on the side tracks. Do you guys sponsor any pro players?
We sponsor about 25 pro players.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but mainly in the UK. What we don't do, we don't sponsor the big names because they want the big dollars. Yeah. Now we're a small. Well, we're I would say now in terms of bat makers, we're a medium-sized business. We're not. We're big enough to cope, but small enough to care. Yeah.
That's a good way to put things
You like
together.
that? Yeah. So I got that off my local plumber. Yeah.
Well, you don't never know, right, where you get things from, and then that's just thing, right?
So yeah, but we're big. We've got a great factory and a great setup. We're professional, but we're still a small owner-managed business, and the guys were buzzing when they finished your shipment. They were proud. They were proud of what they've done. So I think that matters as well enormously.
Obviously, I mean, that passion, that goes into making the cricket bat the way it is supposed to. That gives a joy within himself, right? We also get that joy when we sell a bat to a customer, and then the customer gives us a feedback. Oh my God, guys, you rocked with whatever you suggested. It really worked for me. And then it's just a feather in the cap, from our cap that we own here at US Cricket Store. But anyways, so let's get to the next question though. So we have an indoor facility, and I also heard from you that you are also having or planning to do an indoor facility or a coaching facility like us, right?
Oh,
how far are we with at? Okay, wonderful. Okay, so how far? I mean, is it like similar? Like you have already seen a virtual tour of ours. Is it similar to ours?
Not as good as yours. It's only one lane.
Okay.
But it's great. It's got a brilliant surface, great netting, and it's wide as well, so it's not too narrow. So you can visualize your shots, which is great, and the lighting is great. So we do a lot of work in there.
So Michael, so that brings me to another question, right? That when we say about the pressing, and you also emphasize that, right?
Yeah.
How would you rate the pressing at B3 Cricket, and what are its benefits?
If you had a scale of 1 to 10, then some brands will press soft, a 4 or a 5. Yeah.
Sure.
Now, from my experience, those bats can ping quite nicely to start with, but sometimes if you look down them, they leave a seam mark, or if you're knocking them in with a mallet, the mallet will dint it. So I think they're kind of too soft. It might be okay for a top pro to do that because they've got 10 bats in the bag and they just throw it away and get a new one. So 4 or 5 is too soft. There are some brands that press very hard.
Right.
An 8 or a 9, and they're like rocks. They take months to get going. So I would say we're at about a 6.5 or a 7. It's a sensible. It's a good press.
Right.
You know, we think we've got it right, but obviously everybody will say that they think they've got it right. But there is, all I can say is there's a lot of thought and a lot of experience goes into that process.
Obviously.
So, you know, we think we've got it right, but, you know, we're always looking to learn and change. One thing we do is we press the whole blade. Just bear with me a second.
Sure.
So here's a bat signed by Steve Smith.
Holy thing.
Yeah. So when we press the bat, we press the whole blade because we fit the handle after it's been pressed.
I see. Perfect.
Yeah. Whereas some people will fit the handle and then they'll only press up to the splice.
Yes.
And that leaves these frail.
Yeah, so that's what I was about to get to. Perfect, Michael, and thank you for adding that. Actually, I wanted to emphasize that to our customers and our viewers because some people do not take the knocking in services from us, and then we wanted to let them know that, you know, if the bat is pressed completely, basically you can be assured that it will not be fragile, the top part, right, of the bat, and then you can confidently knock it with utmost care. Obviously, you have to take care of your bat, guys. Don't be mistaken that you don't have to take care. You have to take care of your bat, but still, we want to announce that the B3 cricket would always press the entire cleft rather than just the playing area.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
So perfect, Michael. So I would like to conclude with the questions by asking you this most important question, right? No, this is our partnership with your B3 Cricket and US Cricket Store. What are your plans for the US marketplace?
We see the US market as a great opportunity for cricket and for ourselves.
Yes, yes.
I've, you know, as I mentioned earlier, I've worked with Microsoft for many years. And before all this COVID thing started, I'd come to America 2 or 3 times a year with my other job, with the Microsoft stuff, you know, conferences and meetings and things. And I know that Microsoft were in the process of building a cricket oval in Seattle. Yeah, so for all their workers that play cricket. And I got an agreement that I was going to bring a team over. So if
from the UK.
Well, yeah, exactly. So when I can do that, we'll have to get a game against a US cricket store side, a B3 cricket side. Yeah. So hey, I'm just crazy about cricket. So you know, that what's happening in the US and the national team and all the people who are playing cricket, you know, it's right up my street.
Perfect, Michael. And I can seriously say one thing from all the conversation that we had so far with you and with everyone at the team, right? That you guys are really, really passionate about the game, and you know that really comes out each time that we actually speak to you with respect to anything that we do, right?
Good. One of the things we've done recently to help players and clubs and parents during lockdown is we put loads of free content onto our YouTube site.
YouTube channel. Okay.
You know, coaching videos and things like that. So, you know, feel free to access those. Yep.
So viewers, customers, you heard it right from Michael that, you know, so the channel handle name, Michael, can you please tell the viewers what is the channel?
At B3 Cricket.
At B3 Cricket. Yeah. So guys, you can access at B3 Cricket for any coaching videos. I mean, they upload a lot of videos and I have been a personal follower as well, you know, to get some tips from the professionals who play the game the way it's supposed to. And especially the recreational part, right? And also giving you that slight pro touch, you know, of taking care of you in a better way, right? So Michael, thank you very much for your time today. And at your store, we really appreciate you taking out time from your busy schedule, because we know that you're busy at your end as well, right? So, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, our viewers, our customers would be very, very informed with whatever information that you have shared with us. And I can certainly say that B3 is certainly unique in terms of the technology that they use, the customer service they provide, and definitely the passion that you guys have. And I would like to conclude by saying that B3 is run by cricketers for the cricketers. And
Absolutely.
we are really, really excited to be working with you so closely for the US marketplace.
Yeah, likewise. It's a business relationship, and we look forward to developing that with US Cricket Store.
Yes, certainly, certainly. And we would be ensuring that no stone is unturned into give our customers and our viewers the best quality cricket bats from B3 Cricket. And obviously, we have our own Deepak Bhai to take care of all the things on the background. I'm just a guy who just enjoys the show from the sidelines. It's him who gives all the efforts from the actual main front, right? He's the guy who faces the bowling from B3 Cricket. I'm the guy who would be fielding on the sidelines, right? to get the ball. But
I'll see if I can bowl him a Yorker.
you got me there.
Oh, very good.
Wonderful. So thank you, Michael, again. So I would like to sign off by saying my usual statement that that's all for this video, guys. And this is part 1 of the introduction or B3 Cricket at US Cricket Store. We'd be going with part 2 as well, which is basically going over the product reviews or the bat reviews that we have received as part of the first shipment of 2021 from B3 Cricket. So with your permission, Michael, this is Jinto signing off from US Cricket Store, redefining cricket indeed in US. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.